Hi, everyone. I wanted to give you an update on how I was organizing and sharing work with your student. So, over fall break, I really tried to review and analyze how it was going with the teaching strategies I was using that I'm used to using in a face to face classroom. And I realized that things that I was doing that I would normally do face to face just did not translate to the virtual classroom. And so I was getting frustrated. I felt like your kids they weren't really turning anything in. Maybe they felt like it was a little too abstract. Maybe it wasn't easy to follow. It wasn't structured and scheduled. And so I spent probably 2 weeks, the week of fall break and the week after fall break, working on a system that would really help our kids and me and you find a routine that could be easily anticipated. You would know where to find work. You would know how to help your student know if they've got it done. You would know if they got the work done. I would know if they got the work done. And then, two, it would help with the grading process because I know that grades are really important to families right now. And honestly, the way that I was doing it prior to fall break, I wasn't gathering a lot of grades. I was gathering a lot of data, but not necessarily a grade point. So this new system really does work well. And I didn't tell you about this new system right up front because I wanted to give it a week to see how it worked out. And I love it, and I think you will too. So I'm looking at the reading and writing fifth grade classroom. And this first screen that you see when you open it up is the stream. It is a place where I can post announcements. I do not post a lot of announcements on here, but it does have information on it. Like on Fridays, I usually post some things for kids so they know where to go, and it gives just a running kind of record of assignments that are on there. Classwork is the heart of Google Classroom Reading and Writing. And I have the Google Classroom Reading and Writing set up the same in every grade level. The very first topic that you're going to see is codes. This has the codes for Freckle and for Epic that are available to you. I have a weekly planner that you can click on. The weekly planner takes you to the link so that you can see exactly what your students should be doing this week every day. And I tried to make it cutesy so that, it's kind of exciting to have it. And so every day I'm going to have exactly what your students should be doing with probably some information on the side. And then there's info at the end. That is that's the weekly planner. Under that, you're going to see the three main subjects that we are going to cover every day: spelling assignments, reading assignments, writing and language assignments. Right now, I'm really focused on language underneath this topic, not so much writing as I am language. I want to get some of those language grades out of the way: grammar, sentence structure, parts of speech, those kinds of things, so that you can get some feedback on how your students are doing. Every week, we're going to have the very same spelling assignment. We've been doing it now for 4 weeks. I'm going to give your student a graphic organizer. On Monday, we're going to write in the definitions. On Tuesday, we're going to we're going to search for images and insert images that represent that word. On Wednesday, we're going to write sentences. On Thursday, we're going to review, which means I'm going to ask your student to present their work, and they're going to get to share and review those words. And on Friday is a quiz. That is what's happening with spelling every week, okay? Reading assignments. Reading assignments, I am labeling by the date. Monday, November 9th, was today's Standards Mastery Assessment. And the same with language. I'm putting the date there every week. I'm putting it in. Now, these assignments for reading and language look very similar. For example, if I go down to Monday's language assignment and your student clicks on this, they're going to see the slide deck that's available to them and a video that gives them information or another mini lesson or just a help to get the slides done. Now, the slides are also really awesome because it's not just do this work. It actually has a helpful section at the top of slide number 1 that your student can use and you can use to help your student to figure out what you need to do for that particular assignment that day. In this example, we're talking about coordinating and subordinating conjunctions. The very top of this slide number 1 tells you exactly what a conjunction is, exactly what a coordinating conjunction is, and a subordinating conjunction with examples. This is like the lesson that I go over in live session. Okay, so if your student gets by themselves, they're like, I don't know what to do. This is where they go. This is where you go to help them. And then I'm usually doing this very first part with them. They can do it with me if they want to, but then they're doing slide number 2 on their own. It is typically multiple choice, and that's what they're doing. Now, reading looks a lot like that. Now, I'm going to go down to another section of your reading and writing classroom that I want to show you. That's all the way down at the bottom, and it's called Old Assignments. In order to keep all of this nice and clean for your student so that they know what to get to on a daily basis, I move assignments down. That's why you're seeing today is Monday, November 9th for the reading assignment. That's why that's all that's there right now, because I just wanted to give them Monday. We didn't have any writing and language assignments for Monday, November 9th. So I just left those there, and I told your student, hey, if you haven't done them yet, you need to do them, because I'm about to move all of those down here to the old assignments. And then you're going to have to seek and find if you haven't finished it. Again, these assignments, for example, here's Monday, November 11th. These are old assignments. Okay, so let's take a look at a reading assignment. Again, I told you that the reading assignments look a lot like the language assignments. That is on purpose, because I'm finding that kids who, if you see a similar thing over and over again, then it's going to get easier for you to do it. So let's take a look at this assignment. It has several videos. It has 2 videos and a picture to kind of help you. So depending on the lesson, I may have more than one video, and I may have a picture that goes along with it. And those are important. So make sure your student has watched those. Usually we watch them in class, but sometimes I ask them to do it on their own. And then again, this is the lesson that they would see, and it begins with the mini lesson. During the live lesson, I'm usually doing slide number 1 and slide number 2. Sometimes I'm doing slide number 3, which is really all of the instruction. But if your student gets on their own independently and they say, I don't know what to do, then slide number 1 and slide number 2, I have done with them. And look, it's posted with them. I've put in the answers here. I've got words highlighted. And I have talked to them about these particular parts of the story. Usually your student has to start on slide number 3 or slide number 4 on their own. Okay. So, but again, it gives the information that you need on how to do a summary for this case. And so it tells you what a summary is, and then it goes through how to find those important events. So again, I'm trying to create a routine so that your student gets on to reading and writing, they check their weekly planner, they finish their spelling assignment for that day, which is finishing the graphic organizer routine. They find whatever day it is in reading assignment and finish that assignment. They do the same thing for language and finish that assignment. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is your personalized lesson. Personalized lesson is not changing anytime soon. It is logging into eSpark and having independent reading time. eSpark link is right here. You can click on it and your student logs in. They need to work for 20 minutes on their assignment. I have taught them in repeated lessons how to find that assignment when they log into eSpark. And eSpark tells me how long your student has been working. I have several students who are doing a great job. I probably have 2/3 of the students who do not get on eSpark. So making sure that they're doing eSpark is great, and reading independently for 20 minutes. And here is a 20-minute timer just to help them out and make it fun. I try to set up the timers to where they're like falling leaves or something like that. So that is the routine for reading and writing. spelling assignments that are daily, reading assignments that are daily, language assignments that are daily, and personalized lessons. And hopefully setting up the routine, everybody will know what's expected and what to do. Now, I'm going to be doing I take a quiz on Fridays on vocabulary. I'll also take a comprehension check just to see how our comprehension is going in Freckle. I do that every Friday. And then after we have done 4 or 5 lessons in reading for a particular section of standards, I'm going to give an interim assessment where I'm going to grade those 2 or 3 standards. I did that today. So part of standards mastery was to see how your students were doing with making and supporting inferences, identifying theme, and comparing story elements. That was for 5th grade, and I did other standards that were specific for 3rd grade and then 4th grade. Okay, so those will be posted to PowerSchool as soon as possible. It takes double time to grade online. You'd think it doesn't, but it does. And I'll hopefully have every test posted to, or every grade posted to PowerSchool by Friday. When you look on PowerSchool, you may not see an assignment, but you will see a grade for that standard. I'm finding that that's one of the easiest ways for me to get grades out to you quicker, is to give you that score for that standard in particular. So you kind of know how your student is doing on making inferences, how your student is doing on recounting stories and writing summaries, what their score is now. Remember, scores are fluid. I will reassess standards throughout the year. And if your student improves, then I'm going to give them a higher grade. Okay, so those we'll continue to measure those standards as we go through the year. Okay, so these initial standards that you see for scores may be a little low, and you might want to anticipate that because number 1, we're all learning how to do school virtually. Number 2, we may not have a very strong work ethic yet built up. Number 3, it's a pandemic, and so our work just may not be up to snuff as it normally would. Okay, so I'm extending grace. Remember to extend grace to your student too, and we'll get through it. We'll make it through it. I hope that this kind of helps. I appreciate any feedback that you might have. Please send me a class dojo if you have any questions, and let me know if this is helpful. Thanks for watching this really lengthy video. I appreciate you, and I hope you're having a great Monday afternoon. Bye. I love you.